Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a couple months since you've seen anything. I'm still up here in Ohio, and a lot of the things I had planned didn't happen. But in today's video, we are going to install an MBRP 2.5 inch dual exit out the rear exhaust on my dad's 2008 Ram 1500. Got a couple boxes of stuff for it. Put new headlights on it yesterday, and they look all right. We have some issues with them though, so they're getting sent back, and we're ordering some Alpha X ones, I believe. Either Alpha X or Spec D. But my dad bought this truck a couple weeks ago, and it doesn't have an exhaust. It's just completely not there. So I don't think I'm gonna do an install video because I don't, quite frankly, have the time for it, but the exhaust just stops right there next to the transfer case. So there's nothing. So as you can imagine, it sounds pretty awful. It's just super loud. Yeah. The absence of an exhaust is just terrible. I had to drive this truck to Cincinnati, well, northern Kentucky yesterday. And I like loud trucks, but it was just annoyingly too loud. So hopefully this exhaust will fix that problem. You can hear Nash in the background. He's still doing okay. He likes to be out here. He runs away though, so I can't take him out of the crate with the garage door open. He actually escaped a couple weeks ago. He found out how to open our gate in our backyard and ran away. Thankfully, a cop down the street that actually has a Dutch Shepherd found him and was able to take care of him until I came and found him. But as for the exhaust, it shouldn't take too long to get it installed. Everything's there. This MBRP kit comes with all the hangers you need. Everything is there. It comes with 2 chrome tips. I personally would have gone with black tips, but my dad likes chrome, so those are the tips that we're going with. But I'll see you guys once it's done. Hey guys, so it's a couple days later, actually about a week later. The exhaust was a pain in my ass and took longer than I planned on it. We ended up sending it to a shop up in Piqua, Ohio to get finished up. I got from where it stopped there by the transfer case all the way to the muffler, and then the pipes that went over the axle. You know how it is with direct fit kits, they don't always fit like they're supposed to, so we sent it to a shop. And I'll show you what they did. It took them, I think, an hour to get it done. They had a welder and a lift and all that stuff. So you can kind of see, I got it to right about there. They got it from here. They had to add some of their own hangers and bring it down. But it comes out the back pretty nice. The exhaust is all done. The headlights, we never figured out how to make the DRLs on the driver's side work. The passenger side works great, but the driver's side never worked properly. So we ordered some new lights, and they're actually here. They got here just a little bit ago, so I'll be installing those today, and I'll do another video on those. You guys heard the cold start before, not really the cold start, but the before sound with no exhaust. So I'm here at park. I'm gonna do a couple drive-bys for you and start it up. Like I said, it's not exactly a cold start because I drove it here, but it sounds a lot better. There is an exhaust leak. The manifold gasket on the passenger side, the manifold's missing a couple bolts, so it's leaking pretty bad there, so there's a ticking sound. But that's gonna get fixed here in the next couple weeks, and the shop's gonna do that because I just quite frankly don't feel like it. But I'll show you guys what it sounds like now. Okay. as you can see or hear, it's not too hatefully loud. I haven't heard the footage yet, so I don't know how loud you can hear that clicking or the exhaust leak in it. But overall, it sounds pretty good. It's not, like I said, it's not super loud. When we bought it, it said it was going to be like an extreme loudness. So my dad was a little uneasy because, you know, they live in a neighborhood and they didn't want anything too loud. But it ended up sounding just right. So once we get that exhaust leak fixed, it'll probably sound a lot better. As for any other updates on the truck, we put a leveling kit on it from Rough Country. Can't really see. You can see the new hardware. And that was a pain in the ass as well. Everything was rusted, seized on the front of this truck. It's gonna need new uppers, new lowers. We actually had to replace the control arm, the strut bushing on the lower control arm because it was stuck in there. The bolt was rusted. It was just terrible. But and the sad thing is, it doesn't look like it did much. I don't know if maybe that everything on the front's just so worn that leveling strut didn't do anything, because it's a 2.5 inch leveling strut, but it still looks like it's, you know, squatted in the front or leaning in the front. It does have aftermarket rear shocks. It has coilover shocks. So that might push up the back a little bit, but it's gonna get suspension work all the way around. We also determined why the 4-wheel drive doesn't work. The front axles were shot. The one on the passenger side, the joints inside the boots are broken. On the driver's side, it is completely like broken from the inside, from the inner axle or input shaft. So we were looking at buying both inner and outers, but overall, the exhaust, you know, was a fairly easy install. Like I said, we ended up taking it to a shop and having them finish it up, but it took me an hour to get what I got done. It took them like another hour. So with the proper tools, it'd probably take you an hour and a half. But I didn't have the proper tools or a way to get it. Plus I was working by myself, so now I'm just making excuses. But it turned out pretty good. Like I said, we're fixing that other exhaust manifold here in a couple weeks. And the next time you see it, it'll have the new headlights, and I'll make a video about that when I get home. If you guys want to see anything done in this truck, or you have any suggestions on how to fix things, like a big problem we have is this power seat doesn't work in the driver's side. We brought new switches for it. It still doesn't work. So the next route is to take the seat off and pull off all the wire loom and go through it and see if there's a shorted wire somewhere, because on this driver's side rear door, all the wires inside were completely broken. Inside this little boot right in here. So I'll probably have to buy a new wiring harness for this door. The switch still doesn't work for the window, but the window does go up and down now. It locks now. But I think that's really the only issue besides like the 4-wheel drive and the suspension stuff that we have. If you guys like this content, please give it a thumbs up. And I'd really appreciate it if you all subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel. I know I said I was gonna do videos every month, and that hasn't exactly happened, but life's been a little bit crazy up here. There's some things in the works coming here in the next few months. There's some more truck content coming. Like I said, we're replacing those headlights today, and I think the exhaust here soon. And it looks like there's a leak, which we already fixed one leak, so now I gotta figure out what that is. Hopefully it's just, I don't know, dew or something, because I'm tired of fixing leaks on this truck. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next episode.